Hello friends, I hope you're doing all fine and be safe and healthy. Today we are going to have our next video from upper intermediate level grammar section lesson 1, and in this lesson we're going to take a look on noun clause. Okay, let's go. First of all, we're going to have a review of clause. What is a clause? A clause is what? A group of words which has what? Subject and verb and has a complete meaning, or maybe cannot give a complete meaning, so it is the other case. Just so we can say a clause is just a group of words which has what? Subject and verb. So a clause is divided into two parts. One is independent clause and what? Dependent clause. What is an independent clause? An independent clause is a group of words which has subject and verb and can stand alone or gives a complete sense. That is called independent clause. And on the other hand, we have dependent clause. A dependent clause just have what? Subject and verb, but it cannot stand alone. It needs to another sentence to have or to give a sense. It means dependent clause needs an independent clause to have a complete meaning. Okay? Dependent clause itself is divided into three parts. The first one is noun clause, that today we're going to discuss on noun clause. Next, adjective clause, and the third one is adverb clause. Okay? Let's go. What is a noun clause? A noun clause, so let's have the definition. A noun clause is a type of dependent clause that is able to function grammatically like a noun in a sentence. So generally, a clause that acts as a noun is called what? Noun clause. Nouns can act differently and in different situations in a sentence. Maybe a noun can act as a subject, maybe a noun can act as a what I can say object, or as a object of preposition or other things. If a clause acts like a noun, so that is called what? Noun clause. So here, noun clauses can perform all of the rules that a normal noun would fill in a sentence. So we talked about this. For example, as a subject, as an indirect object. We'll discuss on direct and indirect object. So the next one is as a complement of adjective and object of prepositions. Okay? How we form a noun clause. So how, or what I can say, what symbols or what signs they show that the sentence is used what? Noun clause. Look, noun clauses mostly what I can say, they start with these kind of words like WH words, or they are called subordinating conjunctions. Okay, like that, how, if, and most of WH words like what, whatever, where, wherever, when, whenever, why, which, and these kind of words. Mostly they, what I can say, start with this kind of subordinating conjunctions. Okay, a noun clause contains a subject. First, it has this one of this subordinating conjunction, and next, a noun clause has a subject and a predicate, a verb and object. Okay, look at this example. I don't know where I will find him. Here, so where I will find him, so this is a noun clause. Why? Because first of all, it acts like a what? An object for the verb what? No. The next one, it starts with a WH word, where, and it has subject and it has a predicate. Understood? So that's why we can call it what? A noun clause. Okay, a noun clause act as a subject, so we said. So what is a subject? A subject itself occupies or perform or control the action of the verb. So it is a definition for the subject. Okay, look at this example. Wherever we decide to go is fine with me. Okay, wherever we decide to go is the subject of the linking verb is. So where is the verb? Is. And this one acts as a what? Subject of the sentence. Or let's look to another sentence. Which option is best remains to be seen. So which option is best? So this one is a noun clause that acts as a subject of remain. And the other example, whoever wants to go should sign up with their supervisor. Here, whoever wants to go. Again, I told you that noun clause starts with WH words mostly, whoever. So, and it is a subject of phrasal verb sign up. Sign up, it is the verb, and the subject of the sentence is whoever wants to go. It is a noun clause that acts as a subject. And next, object. You know, we have two kinds of object. One is direct object and indirect object. What is direct object? A direct object is a person or thing that directly receives the action of the verb. So directly receive the what? The action of the verb. Look at this example. I will enjoy whatever we decide to do. Whatever we decide to do is the direct object of the verb enjoy. So here, look, it is the noun clause that acts as an object, and it directly receives the verb enjoy. Understood? So the next type of object is indirect object. An indirect object is a person or something that receives the direct object through the action of the verb. So indirect object receives what? The direct object through the action of the verb. Look at this example. I will give whatever you propose my full support. So here, I will give you whatever you propose. Look, whatever you propose is the indirect object of the verb give, gave. So, and my full support is the direct object. Here we have two objects. One is whatever you propose, and next, my full support. So, the action give, it acts on my full support. This is the direct object, and whatever you propose is the indirect object. Okay, and a noun clause can act as an object of preposition also. You know, a preposition is followed by the object to create a prepositional phrase. A prepositional phrase, a group of words which has a preposition as its head, is called what? Prepositional phrase, which can function as an adverb or an adjective in a sentence. Okay, look at this example. This is the man to. To is what? A preposition. Whom I owe my life. Whom I owe my life. This one is a noun clause, or that acts as an object of preposition to. And the next example, they were angry because of what they found out. Because of, this is the preposition, and what they found, it is what found out, it is a noun clause that acts as an object of this, what you can say, compound preposition. Okay, the next, also a noun clause can act as an adjective. Yeah, an adjective complement is a clause or phrase that completes the meaning of a predicative adjective. Look at this example. We were curious why they decided to leave. So why they decided to leave, this one is a noun clause that acts as a what? Complement of which adjective? Curious. Okay, next, noun clauses beginning with questions words and if and whether to ask indirect questions. So mostly we use a noun clause for indirect questions. Look at this example. Can you tell me who the manager is? Who the manager is a noun clause. Understood? And the type of this question is indirect question. The next one, I don't know where she lives. I don't know where she lives. Where she lives, it is also a noun clause. The next, can you tell me if you speak Spanish? If you speak Spanish, we use if or whether or some other WH words to ask indirect question. Okay, let's see how we do this one. Okay, the first type is included question into question. It means we have two questions, and generally this final sentence that includes the noun clause itself is also a question. The first, how we do with WH questions. Okay, we use WH words itself, and just the sentence remain interrogative. Again, the sentence is what? Interrogative. And if we have do, does, and did in the question, so we remove them in noun clause, and use expressions before noun clause that ask questions. So it is important that before noun clause we put this kind of expressions like can you tell me, will you explain, may I know, or some other expressions that they start with an auxiliary verb. Okay, that it must ask a question like can, here, will, and may. Look at these examples. Okay. The first one, who is the manager? So it is just interrogative sentence. If we put a noun clause here, can you tell me who the manager is? So now it is a sentence that included noun clause and it is question into question. This is also question. Can you tell me who the manager is? Also a question. So how can I get information? So how we change this one? WH word remain itself. First of all, we use this expression. Will you explain? Next, how I can get information. So this is a noun clause. At the end we put a question mark. The next, what we do with yes no questions. So we use if or whether. If or whether. And also we remove do, does, or did. And use some expressions that ask questions. So what is important here? For yes no questions we use if or whether. Look, are you a teacher? So it is a yes no question. If we change it to, or we put a noun clause to this one, can you tell me if you are a teacher? So instead of what you can say to join these two sentences, so we use a subordinating conjunction if. Can you tell me if you're a teacher? Now we use a noun clause here. The next, do you speak French? If we are going to change this one into or connect with the noun clause, we say that we remove do and does or did. So look like this. Will you tell me if you speak French? Yeah. What about, so the other type is included question into statement. So we have question and the general sentence is what? A statement. The first section is WH questions. Look here, interrogative sentence changed to a statement. So it is just different from the first type that we have studied. Here just the sentence, interrogative sentence changed to statement. And start sentence with a subject. Mostly we use expressions that they start with a subject, not with an auxiliary verb. And we remove do, does, or did. Look at the example. Where do you live? So it is a WH question. If we use noun clause, I don't know. Look, the sentences start with a subject. I don't know where you live. And we removed do or does. And WH word itself just come here. I don't know where you live. Okay, and what about with yes no questions? So again, interrogative sentence changed to statement and we use if or whether. Look, are you a doctor? If we change or use noun clause, I will tell you whether I am a doctor. Okay, look at these charts. Most of the noun clauses that they start with that. That clauses are frequently used as the object of the verbs. Look, I think. Think is the verb, that. It is an object. I think that Mr. Jones is a good teacher. Or I hope that you can come to the game. Mary realizes that. Realizes. It is the verb and that. She should study harder. That she should study harder. This one is the noun clause that acts as an object. I dreamed that I was on the top of a mountain. Look at the next one. That clause can follow be plus adjective. For example, I'm sure. Am to be verb, sure is adjective. I'm sure that the bus stops here. Or I'm glad that you're feeling better today. And the last one, keep in mind that you can omit that from these sentences, especially in speaking. Mostly in speaking we remove that, but in writing we put that. I think that Mr. Jones is a good teacher. If we remove that, it's like this. I think Mr. Jones is a good teacher. Or the next one, I'm sure that the bus stops here. I'm sure the bus stops here. Okay? So let's summarize our today's lesson. Yeah, noun clause. A noun clause is a clause which acts as a noun. Okay? And noun clause can be as a subject, object, objective preposition, and adjective. And also noun clause included question into question, and noun clause included question into statement. Okay? Thanks. It was our lesson of today about noun clause. And for more information and more videos, so you can Check out our more videos on YouTube channel Learn English Today, and the summary of the lessons on Learn English Today. And for learning materials, you can go to our Telegram group. Thanks.